Welcome to the Intuitive Hour with psychic medium, author, and intuitive life coach, Michelle Beltran. The Intuitive Hour will empower you to learn how to magnify your intuitive voice. Listen in and expand your understanding of what it means to be psychic and how to awaken, amplify, and trust your inner voice.
Greetings to you and welcome to the Intuitive Hour. Awaken your inner voice. I'm your host, Michelle Beltran, and today we're just spending a few minutes talking about the discouraging effects of fear and how this connects and relates to your intuitive development. So, joy is what we all hope will be recorded in how we lived and experienced our lives. Joy makes living easy, comfortable, and pleasurable. However, joy can be thwarted by one controllable emotion: fear. Fear of all kinds. Fear of criticism, particularly, has the power to keep us from being who we are and doing what we want to do. It is the one emotion that can keep us from making decisions essential for a life of joy and happiness. Fear of criticism is the granddaddy of all fears because it prevents us from doing those things we know in our hearts we should be doing. Fear of criticism forces us to opt for the unsatisfying choices others tell us are nobler, nicer, or just plain better. Fear of criticism also makes it impossible to clearly define what we want for ourselves and for others who are important to us. Those who accept someone else's choices are bound to fail. They learn to make excuses for that failure and may become habitual procrastinators. Individuals who fear criticism take on these behaviors because they are fighting life choices they did not make. They feel forced to behave in ways they did not choose. Procrastination and excuses are feeble alternatives to just saying no. Instead of opting for doing the things to make their own lives shine, fear victims search for compromises that please others instead of themselves. Fear is also the enemy of a truly psychic experience. It prevents those wanting to become psychics from performing their best. Fear is the foundation of tunnel vision, faulty perceptions, and faulty judgments, all of which are antithetical to the clear, unhampered tasks psychics perform. Psychics must be open and honest to ensure the clarity of the messages they receive for the sake of the people they serve. If openness is limited by something as controllable as fear, the practice of any sensibility will be less effective and, in extreme cases, invalid. There can be no success at anything without willingness to take a chance on something new and courage to stare fear in the face. Debilitating, success-destroying fear includes the fear of failure. When attempting to practice your newfound psychic skills, it's important to fire the committee. The committee is an imaginary group made up of all the people you imagine are standing behind you, judging you, and correcting you. The committee speaks with imaginary voices only you can hear. The thought process of committee members may or may not be the reality you imagine it to be. So, when embarking on your practice as a psychic, remember to ignore the committee and just do your best. The cure for failure? Practice and determination. It's quite common for beginners to feel strong insecurities that messages sent from the universal matrix are misunderstood. They may fail to make an effective connection and later realize no message was actually sent. Beginners must be patient with their learning processes and internalize the fact that no skill is executed effectively without time, practice, patience, study, and confidence. One thing necessary for getting past any fear is to acknowledge that fear panders to ego. We must be prepared to ignore ego and see things as they truly are without the fog of fear. Ego prevents growth, opting instead to protect what we have and don't want to lose. Ego is a false sense of self-protection. Remember, fear is a closed door that makes it impossible to achieve success in any undertaking. Check your ego and proceed in spite of your fears.
Thanks for listening to the Intuitive Hour with Michelle Beltran. If you like what you heard, please share our podcast with a friend. And be sure to visit michellebeltran.com to get Michelle's popular Develop Your Clairvoyance ebook.